And I realized at the end of the day that it's me who actually triggered him or her to react to me that way. On the other hand, after I became optimistic, I realized that I always put my stereotypes or prejudice or previous programming aside and go on and say, okay, every person has goodness and badness in them. And therefore, I make a conscious choice that I'm going to talk to the goodness in them. And therefore, I'd go smiling and I'll assume always that he or she is good. And as a result of that, I was amazed. They would open up to me. They would feel it and reciprocate when I do them a favor, because if you like somebody and you assume that they're going to be good, you're going to actually take a positive action towards them like favors, and they will reciprocate. And I realized that my life, my relationships have become much better. And this is the principle of self-fulfilling prophecy. So if you are optimistic and you assume that people are good and life is good, most probably you'll always see that. And if you are pessimistic, well, nobody is perfect. You'll always see the badness, and you'll always mistrust them, and you'll always be skeptical, and you're going to see that, and you'll end up alone. By the way, I find that not self-fulfilling prophecy is not only for happiness or relationship success. That's even for business itself. Have you seen how some people are almost always successful, whether it's Bill Gates or any of the top management gurus? You give them something, they'll always find opportunities, and they'll always make money. On the other hand, have you noticed people say, oh, all the good ideas are taken, all the good ones are married, or whatever it is, and they actually keep repeating the same pattern. See, that's because of also the principle of self-fulfilling prophecy, Bob and Amy. They don't have that training. Their training is to probably deal with what they have or administrate it, and therefore they cannot recognize this, and therefore they don't succeed as much. So, yes, optimism not only makes you internally happy, it even has an influence on your relationships, on your environment, and on your life. And I don't mean that by metaphysical aspect. I don't mean that simply by thinking something you're going to win the lottery or you're going to attract something from the universe. I do believe for you to change yourself and the people around you or your environment, you need action. Remember what I said, happiness is action. I truly believe that action is the most potent instrument of change. Thinking alone does not do it. So, again, optimism does actually change your life, but only through action, by driving you to action, not by some of the hocus-pocus ideas from some of the philosophers that says, if you think positive, you're going to attract something, that you're going to change the particles in the universe and you're going to get what you want. That's what I think about optimism.
That's great.
How long does it take to achieve authentic happiness?
Amy, it depends on each individual. It depends how big is the hole they got themselves into. It depends on their current environment, how toxic it is, and their current relationships. I know that in America we always go for the quick fixes. We like instant things like instant coffees, instant microwavable things, and stuff like that. Unfortunately, there is no such method that I know of that would give you authentic happiness. I'm not talking about pleasure, because you could always take some drugs that will suppress your anxiety functions. I'm talking about authentic happiness. From my experience, authentic happiness is a lifelong process. And like I said, we're really creatures of habit. So I would say, again, happiness is a habit too. You need to keep using it or you will lose it, if you know what I mean. The good news, though, is that it takes about 3 to 4 weeks to notice a positive change in the way you think and feel and the way people react to you. So it does take about 3 to 4 weeks of daily programmed actions. The good news is that that feeling is addictive. And the more you do it, the more you want it, the more you feel it, the more you exercise it. You need to practice happiness for the rest of your life. It's an attitude. It's a training program for your mind. There's no other way that I know for it. There might be some spiritual path that you would take into enlightenment, but I wasn't one of those people who are lucky to get enlightened that way. My experience is the quality of my life and my emotions and relationships have significantly changed, and I'm much more happier today, and every day for that matter, than the day before, simply because of the training and the conscious choices that I make to make my life happier.
Ned, I feel that we've really barely scratched the surface here, and I really hope that we can get you back on the show again and dig even deeper.
Oh, I would be glad to, Bob. And I would like to hear also about your experience, because you have identified with the same journey or path, and I'd like to discuss your insights into the topic.
Yeah, we've traveled a remarkably similar path.
Excellent, excellent. So do you agree with my conclusions, Bob? What do you think?
I utterly love them. Basically, you and I are in full agreement. We may say things in a slightly different manner, but they translate out in the explanations to the same thing.
Lovely, excellent. How about you, Amy? What do you think?
Yeah, I definitely agree with the positive thinking route, and I agree with the optimism route. But next time I really want to get more into the leadership component, because helping leaders be happy is so powerful, and that's my background too, is leadership and positive psychology. So we didn't even get to talk about that very much.
Sure, and about the impact of American socioeconomic policies on the mental and emotional health, you mentioned that that's a topic that you would like to address too, right?
Exactly, yeah, because that's one of the driving factors of why people need to be happy, because at the global level you can really feel it, especially if we could explain it through physics.
Great, I would love to.
Yeah, well, can you please tell our audience your contact information?
You could simply go to lifehappiness.org, www.lifehappiness.org, and there you find a lot of free material on and frequently asked questions about happiness and about the research that I have done. Not everything, just the simplified versions of them. And you'll also find information, the American Pursuit of Happiness, that socioeconomic policies that we are talking about. Yeah.
Maybe we'll see that change in our lifetime.
Yeah. Thank you for giving me this opportunity, Amy, to be on your show and to share this information with your audience.
Well, have a happy weekend, Amy Kojay and Dr. Bob Nozick. Yep. And thank you so much, Ned Young, and we'll be talking to you again. Thank you. Have a great weekend. Bye for now.
Bye all.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.